So let me tell you about the worst job in the galaxy. No, seriously, forget waste reclamation on methane moons, forget asteroid mining in radiation belts, forget being a customer service representative for the Zentari, who complain about everything. My job. Worse. Way worse. My name is Zal'keth, and I work for the Galactic Deathworld Classification Bureau. Yes, that is a real department. Yes, someone actually funded this. And yes, before you ask, the acronym is GDCB, which sounds like someone choking on their own tentacles, which is oddly appropriate given what we do here. Here is my job description, and I quote, "Establish a comprehensive, quantifiable ranking system for planetary environments classified as hostile to sentient life." Translation: some genius at the Galactic Council decided we needed a top 10 list of the galaxy's most dangerous planets, for science, or bragging rights. Honestly, at this point I think they were just bored. Now you might be thinking, Zal'keth, that sounds simple enough. Just measure danger, assign numbers, call it a day. Oh, you sweet, naive fool. Here is the problem. Nobody actually survives these places long enough to compare notes. You land on a Class 9 death world. You have got maybe 4 hours before something eats you, dissolves you, freezes you, boils you, or just straight up decides your molecular structure is offensive and rearranges it, for fun. So how exactly are we supposed to rank them? It is like asking someone to rate different types of explosions by which one kills you the nicest. Spoiler alert, they all kill you. The end. But here is where it gets interesting. Well, interesting in the way that a diplomatic incident is interesting. See, there is one species that actually goes to these nightmare planets, hangs out, takes samples, builds research stations, and then, I cannot stress this enough, comes back, alive, sometimes even cheerful about it. Humans. Those bizarre little primates from Sol 3, also known as Earth, also known as that planet, we really should have paid more attention to before they showed up everywhere like cosmic cockroaches. Now, Earth itself. Modest death world. Rated about 6.7 out of 10 on our scale. Not great, not terrible, solid mid-tier nightmare. But humans, they treat the galaxy like it is one giant vacation catalog. Oh, you have got sulfuric acid oceans, lovely. We will bring the pH testers, gravity 3 times standard, perfect for resistance training. Predators with diamond-hard claws, can we pee at them? And that is how I ended up here, staring at 17 data files, nursing a drink that is probably illegal in 4 systems, and wondering how my career went so catastrophically wrong. Because the Council in their infinite wisdom decided that if anyone could help us rank death worlds, it would be the species that treats danger like a hobby. This is going to end badly. I can feel it in my secondary organs. Alright. So let me explain our very scientific, totally objective rating system. We spent 6 months developing this masterpiece, 6 months of committee meetings, subcommittee meetings, and one particularly memorable meeting about whether we needed a meeting to discuss future meetings. Bureaucracy at its finest, folks. We measured 5 core factors: temperature extremes, predator density, atmospheric toxicity, tectonic instability, and radiation levels. Each factor scored 0 to 10, averaged them out. Boom. Deathworld rating. Simple, elegant, foolproof. Spoiler alert, it was not foolproof. Fools always find a way. Earth scored 6.7 overall, temperature extremes, 7.2, decent range from -80 to +50 Celsius, nothing too crazy. Predator density, 6.1, some large carnivores, venomous creatures, the occasional apex predator that will ruin your day. Atmospheric toxicity, 5.8, mostly breathable, some pollution, weird pollen situations. Tectonic instability, 7.4, plates moving around like they are late for an appointment. Volcanoes with anger management issues. Radiation levels, 6.3, that star puts out some spicy UV but nothing extraordinary. Average it out, 6.7. Solidly mediocre death world. Not great, not terrible. The galaxy's most aggressively average nightmare planet. I filed the report, feeling pretty good about myself. Professional competence achieved. Time for lunch, maybe catch up on my shows, live my best mid-level bureaucrat life. Then the council session happened. Oh no. See, here is what I did not account for. 17 council members represent worlds that scored higher than Earth, including some who scored way higher, like 8.5 and above higher, and apparently a dangerous homeworld is a point of pride in certain cultures. Who knew? Everyone. Everyone knew. Except me. Council member Throkamal, from Krag'thor, rating 8.9, stands up during session. Big guy, built like a cargo hauler, skin thick enough to stop small projectiles. He looks at the human delegation, and I am not making this up. Laughs. Your planet scores lower than a Zentari retirement colony. My hatchlings train in harsher conditions. The Vel'kara representative Shars Shearth chimes in. Her planet rated 9.4. We have temperature swings that would shatter your bones. Our atmosphere requires filtration just to avoid hallucinations. Your Earth is a vacation resort. More representatives pile on. It becomes this weird flex competition. Everyone bragging about how their homeworld could beat up Earth in a fight. How their species earned their toughness through real adversity, not this watered-down bargain bin Deathworld situation Earth has going on. And the humans, the human delegation, they just sit there, sipping coffee. Not even good coffee, mind you. That weird brown liquid they bring everywhere that smells like burnt soil and broken dreams. Their lead diplomat, a woman named Beth Kowalski, waits for a pause in the bragging, then raises her hand. Cool. So who wants to actually test that theory? Because we have got a free weekend. The room goes silent. It's dead silent. The kind of silent that happens right before something monumentally stupid occurs. And that is when I knew, right then. My nice, boring, safe bureaucrat job was about to become a galactic incident. 3 days later, there is a diplomatic reception. You know the type: terrible music, worse food, everyone pretending to enjoy themselves while secretly calculating how soon they can leave without causing an interstellar incident. Standard procedure. Throkamal is there. He has been drinking. A lot. Now Krag'thorian alcohol is specifically designed for their hyper-efficient metabolism, which means it is roughly equivalent to starship fuel for most other species. This will be important later. He corners the human delegation near the beverage station. Beth Kowalski is there, still drinking that cursed coffee, looking like she would rather be literally anywhere else. Throkamal looms over her, all 2.8 meters of him, and makes his proclamation. Humans, he gestures wildly, nearly taking out a floating server drone. You talk big, but Krag'thorians, we can survive anywhere you soft little primates can. And worse, much worse. Your Earth, we would call it a resort planet. Beth takes a slow sip of coffee. Okay. Your species is weak, fragile. You need coddling. Sure, buddy. I challenge you. Send your best, your toughest, your most elite survival specialist to Krag'thor. Let us see how long they last. Beth sets down her cup. When do we start? The room goes quiet. Again, I am starting to notice this is a pattern around humans. Throkamal blinks, all 4 eyes cycling in confusion. You accept, just like that. Yeah, sounds fun. I will go. And here is where it gets really weird. The other humans start laughing. Not nervous laughter. Not shocked laughter. Genuine, amused laughter. Like Beth just volunteered for community theater, not potential death on an alien hellscape. One of them, a guy named Marcus, slaps her on the shoulder. Beth, you do not even like camping. I like hiking. Hiking is not the same as surviving a death world. How hard can it be? I interrupt, because someone has to be the voice of reason, and apparently that is my job now. Excuse me, Miss Kowalski, but perhaps we should clarify. You are volunteering to visit a Class 8.9 death world. Do you have military training, survival expertise, extreme environment certification? I am a structural engineer. Long pause. That is not an answer to my question. I am a structural engineer from Montana. I like hiking. I can start a fire. I know which plants are edible. I once scared off a grizzly bear by yelling at it. Does that count? Throkamal looks insulted. You send an engineer, not a warrior? Not a trained survivalist? Beth shrugs. I mean, yeah, I have got vacation days saved up. Might as well use them for something interesting. The human delegation nods, like this makes perfect sense. The reason most afforded, Throkamal looks between them, trying to figure out if this is some elaborate insult. I am frantically calculating how to file an incident report for voluntary diplomatic suicide. Marcus grins. 20 credits says she makes it a week and asks to extend her trip. Another human, Jennifer, counters. 30 says she fixes something they have been struggling with for years. They are betting on this. They are treating potential death like a game show. Beth finishes her coffee. So when does the shuttle leave? And should I pack snacks or will there be food? That is when I realize I am not about to witness a funeral or a comedy show. I am about to witness both, simultaneously, with live documentation. My therapist is going to need a therapist after I tell her about this. The shuttle lands on Krag'thor. I am watching via remote feed because I value my internal organs remaining in their current configuration. Thank you very much. The landing zone is relatively safe, which on Krag'thor means you probably will not die in the first 5 minutes. Probably. The cargo ramp opens. Throk'mal and his security team emerge first, wearing full environmental suits. Heavy-duty models, triple-layered, rated for extreme conditions. They look like they are about to explore a hostile alien wreck, which technically they are. The wreck just happens to be their own planet. Then Beth walks out. Jeans, a jacket, hiking boots, a backpack that looks like she packed for a weekend trip to a national park. That is it. No helmet, no breathing apparatus, no protective gear whatsoever. Throk'mal stares. Where is your environmental suit? Beth looks down at herself. I am wearing it. That is not, he gestures frantically at his own gear, regulation protection. Oh, I will be fine. Narrator voice, she was in fact fine. Disturbingly fine. Let me paint you a picture of Krag'thor. Gravity, 1.8 times Earth standard, atmosphere. Breathable, technically, but loaded with sulfur compounds that smell like a chemical fire at a rotten egg factory. Temperature, averaging 38 Celsius with humidity at 85%. And the rain? Oh, the rain. pH level 2.3. That is battery acid territory, folks. It is literally dissolving exposed metal on the landing pad as we speak. The sky flashes. Electrical storms constant rolling across the landscape like the planet is angry at the concept of peace. Lightning strikes maybe 200 meters away. Thunder rattles my audio feed. Beth tilts her head back, lets the rain hit her face. Oh, that tingles. Tingles, she said, tingles. Throk'mal is having what I can only describe as a cultural crisis. The rain is anxiety, it should be burning you. I mean, it is a little uncomfortable. Kind of like that prickly feeling when your foot falls asleep. Hey, did anyone pack sunscreen? The UV here is kind of intense. She is not wrong. Krag'thor's star puts out radiation that would give most species cellular damage in under an hour. Beth just squints at it like it is mildly annoying. They head to the research outpost. Beth is walking normally. Not struggling. Not gasping. Just walking. Meanwhile, Throk'mal's people, in their powered assistance suits designed specifically for this gravity, are moving carefully. Beth passes one of them. She is keeping pace with powered suits while wearing denim. At the outpost, there is a problem. Their water purification system is malfunctioning. Has been for 3 weeks. They have been waiting for parts from off-world. Engineers have tried fixing it. No success. Beth looks at it for maybe 10 minutes. Oh yeah, I see the issue. You have got a pressure valve stuck in the tertiary filter. Hand me that wrench. 30 minutes later it is running. Perfectly. She used spare parts from their storage, a piece of wire and what I am pretty sure is a section of her belt. The engineers are standing there looking like she just performed magic. There you go. Should run smooth now. You folks might want to check the intake sensors monthly. They are getting mineral buildup. Then, and I need you to understand how insane this is, she asks where a good jogging trail is. Jogging. On a planet with 1.8 times Earth gravity. In acid rain, during an electrical storm. They point her toward a ridge path. She thanks them and just goes jogging. Like this is a normal Thursday. I watch her on the drone feed. She is moving at a steady pace, not even breathing that hard. There is a predator in the area, a Zal'keth. Basically a 6-legged nightmare with titanium-dense bones and a hunting strategy that involves ambush from above. It spots her, starts stalking. Beth notices, stops, turns around, looks directly at it. No, bad. Go on, git. She claps her hands twice. Sharp, loud claps. The Zal'keth, apex predator of Krag'thor, terror of the highlands, runs away. Thropmo is watching the same feed. He removes his helmet slowly, all four eyes wide. That should not. How did she? Beth returns 40 minutes later, barely sweating. She stretches, drinks some water, asks what is for dinner. Thropmo's voice is quiet, defeated. We need a rematch. A real Deathworld. This proves nothing. But I can see it in his face. He knows, we all know, something is very, very wrong with humanity's danger assessment capabilities. Or very, very right. Depending on your perspective. Okay, so Thropmo's pride is wounded. The council is buzzing with rumors. And Shirth, the Vel'karan representative who originally mocked Earth's rating, decides to step up. Krag'thor is for beginners, she announces. Let the human try Vel'kara 9. Then we will see. Vel'kara 9, rating 9.4. This is not a planet. This is a cosmic mistake that somehow achieves stable orbit. Let me break down the nightmare for you. Temperature swings. -140 Celsius at night, 95 Celsius during the day. That is a 235-degree swing every single day. The rocks literally crack from thermal stress. Atmosphere. 8% methane, which means explosive if you are not careful, plus hallucinogenic if you breathe too much, plus it smells like death took up organic farming. And the wildlife? Oh, the wildlife, silicon-based pack hunters called Vel'kara. They hunt in coordinated groups, communicate through subsonic pulses, and their primary weapon is spitting molten glass. Molten glass. At high velocity, they are basically living artillery that wants to eat you. Beth gets a 4-hour safety briefing from Shirth. 4 hours of do not do this or you will die, avoid this or you will die, and if you see this you are already dead. Make peace with your gods. Beth sits there, nodding occasionally, eating trail mix from a Ziploc bag. Trail mix. She brought trail mix to a class 9.4 Deathworld. Are you even listening? Shirth demands. Yep. Do not touch the blue crystals. They are reactive. Stay near thermal vents during night cycle for warmth. Zal'keth, hunt at dawn and dusk. Got it. That was surprisingly accurate. I mean, it is not that complicated. Cold at night, hot during day. Stuff wants to kill me. Standard outdoors experience, really. Shirth's facial membranes flutter in what I have learned is Vel'karan confusion mixed with concern. They land at sunset. Shirth's team has a full base camp, thermal regulators, atmospheric processors, seismic sensors, perimeter defenses, military-grade survival equipment. Beth has her backpack and apparently unlimited confidence. Night falls. Temperature plummets. -140 feels like your molecules are filing for divorce from each other. Shirth's team retreats to heated shelters. Beth finds a cave. She inspects it with a flashlight, nods to herself, and starts gathering this moss-like growth from the cave walls. The survey team is watching via drone, expecting her to freeze solid within the hour. She packs the moss into cracks in the cave walls, layers it on the floor, creates what looks like insulation. Then she starts a small fire using some local combustible lichen and a ferrocerium rod she apparently just carries around. One of the survey technicians checks the readings. Commander, the moss she is using, it is non-flammable. We never realized we could have been using it for insulation this entire time. Shirth says nothing, just stares at the feed. Beth also sets up a snare near the cave entrance using wire from her pack. By morning she has caught something. I do not know what it is. It looks like a lizard had an argument with a rock and lost. She is cooking it over her fire. Day 2. The survey team is doing their research work. Beth wanders over, watches them trying to track Vel'kara movements. They are using seismic sensors and thermal imaging, complicated algorithms, the works. They are pack hunters, right? Beth asks. Yes, highly coordinated. We cannot predict their patterns. Can I see yesterday's data? They show her. She studies it for maybe 20 minutes. Okay, so they are herding prey toward ambush points. See this pattern. 3 hunters drive, 2 wait. They are using the thermal vents as funnels. Prey avoids the heat, runs into the ambush. If you want to predict them, track the vent locations and watch for subsonic pulses in triangulated patterns. The lead researcher, A Vel'kara named Tolkrish runs the analysis. She is correct. How did you? We have wolves back home. Similar pack tactics. Different execution, same strategy. By day 3 she is helping them optimize their research routes to avoid Vel'kesh hunting grounds. She has also identified 17 plant species they did not know were edible. Day 4, I check in via comms. Miss Kowalski, how are you holding up? Honestly, pretty good. Weather is intense, but you get used to it. The Vel'kesh are kind of beautiful when they are not trying to kill you. I do miss my cat though. Mr. Whiskers is probably knocking stuff off counters as revenge for me being gone. She misses her cat. She is on a planet that swings 235 degrees daily, surrounded by glass-spitting predators, breathing methane-laced air, and she is homesick for her pet. Cherith sits down next to me in the observation room. Her planet rated 6.7. Correct. Howie. I am starting to think we measured the wrong thing. What do you mean? I pull up Earth's geological history. We measured current Earth, not historical Earth. Not what it used to be. Cherith looks at the data. Her facial membranes go completely still. Oh no. Oh yes. I am watching footage of Beth casually explaining thermoregulation techniques to a team of scientists who have studied Vel'kara 9 for decades, and something clicks in my brain. Something horrible and obvious, and completely game-changing. I pull up Earth's files, not the current survey data, the historical data, geological records, evolutionary biology, climate analysis going back millions of years. Oh no. Oh no. Computer, display Earth's environmental conditions, Pleistocene epoch. The data populates. I stare at it. My secondary heart starts palpitating. Temperature swings, -50 to +40 Celsius. Megafauna predators, check. Apex predators, weighing over 400 kilograms with claws designed to disembowel prey in one swipe, check. Tectonic instability, double check. Multiple active fault lines and volcanic regions. Atmospheric challenges, occasional volcanic winters, ash clouds, oxygen level fluctuations. Estimated Deathworld rating 9.2. Computer, display Earth conditions, Cretaceous period. Oh, it gets worse. Temperature extremes, more severe. Predators, significantly larger and more lethal. Volcanic activity, constant. Asteroid impacts regular enough to cause mass extinctions. Atmospheric oxygen, dangerously high. Fires spread like they are personally offended by the concept of not burning. Estimated rating, 9.8. Earth was not always a 6.7. Earth was a top-tier nightmare planet, and then humans showed up and just fixed it. Not by leaving, not by avoiding the dangerous parts, by moving in and remodeling. I start pulling examples. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Predators. Humans domesticated them. Wolves became dogs, wild cats became house cats. They looked at apex predators and said, but what if we made them friends? They currently share their homes with descendants of animals that used to hunt them. For fun. Terrible soil? Humans invented agriculture, crop rotation, fertilizer, irrigation. They took land that could not support complex life, and forced it to grow food through sheer stubborn determination. Earthquakes. Humans build earthquake-resistant structures. They did not avoid the fault lines. They engineered solutions and built cities right on top of them. San Francisco, Tokyo, Los Angeles, all sitting on geological time bombs, and humans just shrugged and invented better building codes. Hurricanes? They built in hurricane corridors. Florida, the Gulf Coast, coastal Asia. They tracked the storms, developed warning systems, engineered structures to withstand them, and then went right back to living there after every single disaster. Volcanoes? They built tourist attractions around them. Naples sits in the shadow of Vesuvius, which famously destroyed an entire city. Human response? Yeah, but the soil is great for farming, and the view is amazing. Floods. River valleys are some of the most densely populated areas on Earth. They built levees, dams, flood control systems. They looked at predictable natural disasters and treated them like engineering challenges. I pull up a cultural file. Humans have a prise for this. If you cannot beat them, join them. Except humans adapted it to if it is trying to kill you, domesticate it, build on it, or eat it. Other species in the galaxy encountered Deathworlds and went, absolutely not, we will find somewhere safer. Humans encountered Deathworlds and went, okay, but have you tried living there anyway? I bet we could make it work. The 6.7 rating is not Earth's threat level, it is Earth's rating after humans spent 200,000 years aggressively renovating it. Earth is not a mild Deathworld. Earth is a reformed Deathworld. A Deathworld in recovery. A Deathworld that went through intense therapy and came out mostly functional. Humans did not adapt to Earth. They made Earth adapt to them. I sit back in my chair. Shirvit is reading over my shoulder. So what you are saying is, Death is not surviving Vel'kara despite coming from a mild Deathworld. She is surviving Vel'kara because she comes from a species that conquered a severe Deathworld, and just forgot to mention it. That seems terrifying? Yes. Yes, it does. Shirith pulls up current Earth images. Humans have structures in deserts, in Arctic zones, in tropical regions prone to diseases that can kill in days, in areas with seasonal wildfires, in tornado alleys, in areas with deadly wildlife. They are everywhere. They do not avoid danger. They colonize it. We watch Beth on the monitor. She is teaching the survey team how to make a water filter using local rocks and sand. She is humming while she does it. Sheriff's voice is quiet. We need to test this properly. What do you mean? We need to put a human on free human Earth. Maximum difficulty. See what happens. I should say no. I should file a report recommending we shut this whole project down. I should be the voice of reason. Instead, I hear myself say, I will make the arrangements. My therapist is going to be so mad at me. The council approved my insane proposal in record time. Turns out everyone wants to see this. We are talking live feeds, betting pools, ambassadors from 40 systems watching. This has become the galaxy's most watched event since the Centauri Opera disaster of 47, and that involved an actual explosion. We find a planet, uninhabited, similar composition to Pleistocene Earth. We seed it with genetic reconstructions, megafauna, prehistoric predators, unstable weather patterns. The works, no infrastructure, no technology, just raw, unfiltered Deathworld exactly as Earth used to be. Rating 9.7. We are not messing around. Beth gets the invitation. Oh cool. Like primitive camping. More like survival against extinct apex predators in climatically unstable conditions with zero support. So yes, primitive camping. Got it. Throckmull volunteers too. Pride is a powerful motivator. If the human can do this, so can I. My people are warriors. They land in separate zones 50 kilometers apart. Throckmull has full survival gear, climate-controlled suit, water purification, emergency beacon, the works, military-grade equipment. He is prepared. Beth has her backpack, a knife, a fire starter, some rope, water bottles, and trail mix. Always with the trail mix. Day 1. Throckmull establishes a defensive perimeter, sets up shelter, using his equipment, activates thermal regulators. He is doing everything by the book. Textbook survival protocol. Beth finds a cave, checks for occupants, starts gathering firewood. Within 3 hours she has a fire going. She is roasting something she caught in a deadfall trap. I do not even know when she made the trap. She just did. Day 2. Throckmull is rationing his supplies carefully. Proper procedure. Very sensible. Beth has expanded her camp. She has built a raised platform for sleeping, woven some kind of mat from plant fibers, started smoking meat for preservation. She is not surviving. She is settling in. Day 3. Something approaches Beth's camp. The drone feed catches it. A proto-wolf, genetic reconstruction of a prehistoric canine. Large, aggressive, very dangerous. This is how humans die in this scenario. Beth sees it. The wolf is growling, assessing whether she is prey. She tosses it a piece of cooked meat. Here you go, buddy. You look hungry. The wolf takes the meat, cautiously. Beth does not approach, just goes back to her fire. The wolf stays at the edge of camp, watching. Day 4. Sulfur. The wolf is closer. Beth is talking to it. Just casually talking. like it is a neighbor she ran into at the market. Yeah, so I am thinking about building a smoking rack. What do you think? Good idea. The wolf does not answer, obviously, but it is not leaving either. Day 5. I watch in real time as Beth feeds the wolf again. It is eating from her hand now. Eating from her hand, a reconstructed prehistoric predator, and she is hand feeding it. Are you insane? I yell at the monitor, like she can hear me. Shireth is watching too. She is domesticating it. She has been there 5 days and she is domesticating a predator. That is not possible. And yet, day 6, Beth has named the wolf. She calls it Buddy. Buddy. She is building a larger shelter now. Buddy is sleeping near her fire. They are cohabitating. Meanwhile, Throk'mal is doing fine professionally speaking. He is surviving, following protocol. But he is also running low on supplies and having to venture further from his shelter to find resources. Day 7. Beth is fermenting berries in a woven container. I ask the obvious question through the comms. Miss Kowalski, what are you doing? Making alcohol. For entertainment purposes. You have been here 1 week. Yeah, and it is pretty boring at night. Figured I would experiment. She is brewing. On a Deathworld. For fun. We send a transport to check on Throk'mal. He is exhausted. Functional but exhausted. He has survived, which is commendable. But he looks done. The transport stops by Beth's camp. She is sitting by her fire, Buddy next to her, stirring a pot of stew. Actual stew. She has foraged vegetables, caught some kind of rabbit equivalent, and is cooking a meal. She waves at the transport. Hey, you folks want some dinner? I have got plenty. Throk'mal exits the transport. Looks at her camp, the fire, the shelter, the domesticated predator, the stew. Beth ladles some into a bowl. Here, try this. Fair warning, I am experimenting with seasoning using local herbs, so it might be a little weird. Throk'mal takes the bowl, takes a bite. It is good. It is actually good. I also made some berry wine. Well, it is more like berry something. Alcohol content is decent though. She offers him a cup. He drinks. It is surprisingly not terrible. He sits down, slowly, deliberately, looks at Beth, at Buddy, at the smoking rack, at the shelter. How? How what? How are you not just surviving but thriving? This planet is rated 9.7. I have military training, advanced equipment. And you have trail, mix. Beth shrugs. I mean, it is not that different from camping back home. Little colder at night, but the fire helps. Buddy here keeps other predators away. And honestly, once you figure out the local ecosystem, it is pretty manageable. Throk'mal looks at me through the drone camera. His expression says everything. Defeat, confusion, and grudging respect all mixed together. Your planet rated 6.7. Yep. But this is your planet. Before your species changed it. I guess. You people are insane. Beth grins. Yeah, we get that a lot. More stew. Shireth turns to me. They do not survive Deathworlds. No, I agree. They conquer them, through sheer stubborn audacity and apparently unlimited confidence. On screen, Beth is teaching Throk'mal how to identify edible plants. Buddy is napping, the fire is crackling peacefully. It looks like camping, on a Class 9.7 Deathworld. It looks like a vacation. I start drafting my report. This is going to be a long night. Official report, Galactic Deathworld Classification Bureau File Reference. Sol 3 Revision Final submitted by Zal'keth Senior Classification Analyst. Subject. Recommended reclassification of Earth and associated concerns. To whom it may concern. And trust me, this concerns everyone. After extensive field testing, cultural analysis, and what I can only describe as witnessing a human casually domesticate a prehistoric predator in under a week, I am recommending immediate reclassification of Earth's Sol system. Current rating, 6.7. Recommended rating, classification irrelevant. Inhabitants, possess concerning adaptability. Let me explain, because this is going to sound insane, but I have video evidence. Earth's 6.7 rating is technically accurate for current conditions. However, this rating fundamentally misunderstands what we are measuring. We are not measuring Earth's danger level. We are measuring Earth's danger level. After humans spent 200,000 years aggressively remodeling it through domestication, engineering, and sheer stubborn refusal to accept environmental limitations. Historical Earth would have rated 9.7 to 9.8. Humans did not leave. They renovated. But here is what really disturbs me. I started looking into human recreational activities, to understand their culture better. And I found something horrifying. Humans rate their own planet's danger level by whether it has good skiing or nice waves. Let me repeat that. They assess environmental hazards based on entertainment value. Oh, that mountain has avalanches? Perfect. Let us strap wood to our feet and slide down it at high speed. That ocean has sharks and riptides? Excellent. Let us swim in it for fun. They have entire recreational activities based on putting themselves in danger. Base jumping, throwing yourself off cliffs with a parachute, cave diving, swimming through underwater tunnels where one wrong turn means death, free climbing, scaling vertical rock faces without safety equipment. These are not survival skills. These are hobbies. They do this on purpose, for enjoyment. And the food. Oh, the food. Humans discovered that capsaicin, a literal plant defense toxin designed to cause pain in mammals, makes food taste better, so they cultivate it. They have competitions to see who can tolerate the most pain. They have a measurement scale. They rate the pain, and then they put it on everything. This will cause you significant oral discomfort. Perfect. Pass the hot sauce. I found records of humans eating pufferfish, a fish that contains enough poison to kill 30 people. They specially train chefs for years just to prepare it safely, and people pay extra for this experience. The risk of death is part of the appeal. They deep fry frozen water and call it a festival activity. They invented a sport where you hit each other on ice while wearing knives on their feet. 10 knives. On their feet. 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 On their Yo. Earth is not winning against Deathworlds. Earth never stopped being won. Humans just got so used to it that they forgot to notice. Current evidence suggests humans do not have a danger assessment problem. They have a danger perception problem. What other species call life-threatening, humans call Tuesday. What we call uninhabitable, they call rustic charm. What we call certain death, they call vacation destination. Furthermore, and this is critical, humans are already spreading to other planets. They are terraforming. Do you understand what this means? They are going to turn other Deathworlds into more Earths. They are going to renovate the galaxy. We have multiple reports of human colonies on marginal worlds, places we wrote off as too expensive to make habitable. Humans just moved in, set up shop, started complaining about the lack of good coffee. They are not adapting to the galaxy. They are going to make the galaxy adapt to them. Recommendation: update all diplomatic protocols. Stop challenging humans to survival competitions because we will lose and it is embarrassing. Consider adding a new classification category specifically for species that colonize Deathworlds instead of avoiding them. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, if a human offers you homemade food and says it is a little spicy, do not eat it. This is a trap. A little spicy to humans means your mouth will file a formal complaint with your brain. Final notes. Miss Beth Kowalski has returned from the old Earth simulation. She reported it was pretty fun, and a nice break from work stress. She is already looking at vacation packages to other high-rated Deathworlds. Her exact words: I hear Theta Carina VII has interesting geology and aggressive wildlife. Sounds challenging. Challenging. She wants more. Throkmal has formally apologized to the human delegation and sent Beth a gift basket. He has also requested a transfer to a desk job. Quote, I have seen enough. My ancestors were right to avoid the truly dangerous places. Humans were right to move in. The Vel'kara science team has published 3 papers based on techniques Beth taught them during her stay. She is listed as a co-author. She told them she was just happy to help and asked if they wanted her sourdough starter recipe. I do not know what sourdough starter is, and at this point I am afraid to ask. In conclusion, Earth's rating is irrelevant, because the rating system was designed for planets, not for species that subjugate planets through persistence and baffling optimism. We did not measure wrong, we measured the wrong thing. Respectfully submitted, with a strong recommendation that someone else takes over this project because I am done. Zal'keth Senior Classification Analyst, Galactic, Deathworld Classification Bureau. Postscript. I am filing for early retirement. My pension vests in 3 years, but I will take the penalty. I have seen a human pet a proto-wolf and brew alcohol on a Class 9.7 planet in 1 week. I need a vacation. A safe vacation. On a Class 2 planet. With no humans. Actually, scratch that. If humans are there, it is probably safer. They will have already fixed any problems, and possibly opened a coffee shop. I am so tired. End report. Final. Footnote from Anthropic Council Archives. Beth Kowalski's vacation request to Theta Carinae 7th was approved. She brought back samples, made friends with the local research team, and left a 5-star review. Great hiking. Wildlife was exciting but manageable. Would recommend for intermediate outdoor enthusiasts. Bring extra water and sunscreen. Theta Carinae 7 is rated 8.8. She described it as intermediate. We are never going to understand these people. And maybe that is okay? Or maybe we are all doomed. Honestly, it could go either way. The end.